Coming up tonight on YCN News, we have coverage of the dedication ceremony at Mount Sunapee for the new high-speed lift. Jury selection continues in the James Robarge case. And we'll learn about what happened at the Kearsarge Regional School District deliberative session. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening and welcome to the Monday edition of YCN News. I'm Laura James. We begin tonight's newscast with a story that incorporates the natural beauty of the Granite State. New Hampshire state and local officials, Mount Sunapee staff, skiers and snowboarders, all hosted by General Manager Jay Gamble and Triple Peaks VP Ethan Mueller. This past Saturday morning for the dedication and ribbon cutting of the new Sun Bowl Express high-speed quad chairlift at Mount Sunapee Resort.
Welcome to Mount Sunapee and the dedication of the Sun Bowl Express. We cut the ribbons and away you go. Welcome. Ethan Mueller, please cut the ribbon and away we go. Please cut the ribbon. All right.
Looks like the new lift made a lot of skiers and snowboarders very happy. The Sun Bowl Express replaced the old quad chairlift, which was installed back in 1998. This 4,300-foot lift will cut the ride time to the summit by more than half to just over 4 minutes. The lift has a vertical rise of over 1,000 feet and services 17 trails and is ready for the long Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. Turning to court news now, jury selection in the James Robarge murder trial continues. 14 jury members have been chosen. 3 potential jurors were excused at the end of the day on Friday. WNTK reports today a new pool of potential jurors appeared at the Superior Court. The jury will be composed of 12 regular jurors and 4 alternates. The prosecution presented motions this afternoon with questioning of potential jurors tomorrow. If jury selection is completed Tuesday, jurors will view the various sites involved in the case on Wednesday. Opening arguments are expected to begin on Thursday. James Robarge faces first and second degree murder charges for allegedly murdering his wife Kelly Robarge on June 27th of 2013. Kelly Robarge lived in Charlestown. She went missing on the day she filed for divorce from James. Her remains were found in Unity in July of 2013. In other local news, it will be a $39 million school budget that registered voters from the Kearsarge Regional School District of New Hampshire vote up or down in March. What took up most of the morning's discussion, however, centered on the cost for student field trips and what the district spends on stipends for sports coaches and athletic teams. Costs for a chaperoned field trip to Washington, D.C. got thrown into Saturday morning's budget review, a cost nearing $100,000. Municipal Budget Board member Jim Bibbo of Bradford defended the extracurricular activity cost to D.C., telling the nearly 80 people in the audience the educational value of field trips was there. A motion to amend the budget by $100,000, earmarking the activity's cost, was significantly defeated, though. Further, 2 announcements were made during the meeting. Superintendent Jerry Frew, named this year's Superintendent of the Year for the state of New Hampshire, is leaving the school district at the end of the school year. He is retiring. And longtime school board chairman Dan Wolf also is stepping down from leading the multi-town school district. A 31-year-old Navy SEAL from New Hampshire died during a military exercise on Saturday. A Navy spokesperson says Petty Officer William Blake Marston died in a parachute training accident in DeLand, Florida, and would be missed by all who knew him. Governor Maggie Hassan issued a statement today saying Blake Marston represented the very best of New Hampshire's long tradition of service, dedicating himself to protecting his fellow citizens and defending the enduring concept of freedom that is at our very core. The governor was joined by Senator Kelly Ayotte, who honored his service as a United States SEAL, saying he died in training to conduct dangerous missions that keep Americans safe. And Senator Jeanne Shaheen echoed the same sentiment, adding Marston demonstrated an incredible commitment to his fellow soldiers, the state of New Hampshire, and the entire country. In today's release, the Navy stated the incident is currently under investigation and no other details were immediately available. After the break, we'll bring you more news from our region.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. A motor vehicle accident with entrapment of an occupant this morning in Norwich, Vermont remains under investigation. First responders were called to the area of 1490 Beaver Meadow Road around 10 minutes of 11 today. The police officer working the case could not be reached for comment. In Wethersfield, Vermont, state police received an anonymous tip that led them to a discovery of a home last Tuesday in which marijuana was being cultivated. During the encounter at the home of Nicholas Van Dusen, state police found an elaborate growing system inside the residence that spanned both floors of the house and involved every room. The state police recovered 83 marijuana plants and approximately 4 pounds of processed marijuana. Van Dusen was issued a citation to appear in Windsor County Superior Criminal Court on February 24th for felony cultivation and possession of marijuana. Report of a break-in at a home in Dorset, Vermont, just before 10 p.m. last night. Vermont State Police responded to an alarm complaint at 2422 Dorset West Road. It was discovered that someone had forced entry into a rear door of the residence and gained entrance into the home. Nothing appeared to have been stolen from the residence, but upon investigation, troopers discovered a neighboring residence on Bond Lane had also been burglarized. There appeared to be items stolen from the residence, as there were signs of a disturbance inside. Troopers were able to photograph boot marks as well as tire tracks left behind. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact either Trooper Strange or Trooper Walker of the Vermont State Police at 802-442-5421. Information can also be submitted anonymously online at vtips.info or text CRIMES to keyword VTIPS. Professional football fans across the Twin State region were busy, to say the least, this weekend as the New England Patriots took on the Baltimore Ravens. Now, fans arrived in limos, by trains, and planes. In fact, the Boston Globe stated it was better than Christmas morning, better than New Year's Eve, even better than the Olympics in Boston. In a game reminiscent of their glory days from more than a decade ago, the Pats came back from 2 14-point deficits and defeated the Ravens 35-31 on the frozen tundra of Gillette Stadium on Saturday night. Now, as you know, New England advances to the AFC Championship game next Sunday against Indianapolis at Gillette. This is the second time the Pats are facing the Colts in the AFC Championship. Back in January of 2004, the Patriots defeated the Colts 24-14 at Gillette, advancing to the Super Bowl. There's no doubt, though, the Patriots and their fans are planning on a trip to the Super Bowl in Arizona coming up on February 1st. When YCN News returns, we'll take a look at my interview with Julie Corey of Lake Sunapee Massage.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. Well, there was some light snow around the region today, but it doesn't look like much is in the forecast for the remainder of the week. Let's check that start of the week forecast now with Matt.
Thanks, Laura. Tonight we may see snow showers with a low of 6 degrees. On Tuesday, skies should become sunny and highs will only reach 11 degrees. On Wednesday, temperatures will increase to 24 with sunny skies. And now let's take a look at our YCN community calendar. In Grantham, New Hampshire, there will be a health clinic from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the United Methodist Church. On Wednesday in Hanover, the Hopkins Center will host the Chamber Music Society of Lincoln Center starting at 7 p.m. And on Thursday, check out an art opening reception from 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Howe Library in Hanover. Remember, you can submit local events from your community by sending them to news@ycnnow.com. And now let's turn to YCN Sports for some upcoming games. Both boys and girls basketball teams will play simultaneous games tomorrow. The Kearsarge boys will host Bow High School, while Bow High School will host the Kearsarge girls. The Mascoma boys basketball team will face Fall Mountain at Mascoma. The Mascoma girls will travel to Fall Mountain for a game. The Newport boys will host Hinsdale, while the Newport girls will travel to Hinsdale. And finally, the Stevens boys team will host Conan, while the Stevens girls team will travel to Conan. If you can make it to any of these games, YCN encourages you to support your local teams.
Thanks so much, Matt. When YCN News returns, we'll join Lisa Cannell and John O'Connor for a preview of the political year.
The YCN News continues in a moment.